The following segment is sponsored by Smith Injury Law and 300hurt.com.
An injured worker going through workers' compensation will be scheduling, going to doctor's appointments and hospital visits. There might be medical equipment, prescriptions to pick up, along with physical therapy. And it's important for the injured worker to know his or her rights during this sometimes complicated process. Richard Smith of Smith Injury Law is with us this morning. Hi.
Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning. So there might be a rehab nurse or a nurse case manager assisting this injured worker. Talk us through that person's role.
Well, basically, the nurse case manager, they vary greatly. Some of them are very helpful. They basically help schedule appointments. They make sure the client gets the treatment that they need. There's others, though, that basically serve as another adjuster. And they basically will try to influence the treating doctor to release the person early back to work when they're not ready to go back to work, try to discourage treatment, try to get them released soon, try to discourage them to say that the injury is not related to the accident. So you got to be very careful when dealing with them. That's why I always suggest a person gets an attorney whenever they have a serious workers' comp claim, because we know how to deal with those kind of people. We can help, we can make sure the right ones are doing their job effectively. If we have one that's actually just an agent for the adjuster and trying to harm the person's case, then we need to make sure we stop that.
Okay, so the injured worker should get an attorney in this case, especially if that nurse case manager seems to be on the side of the insurance company. The treating doctor is a big part of this equation too. Where does the loyalty of the treating doctor lie, with the patient or the insurance company?
Well, that's a good question, because basically it depends on the doctor to a certain extent, but there are many doctors who do a lot of workers' compensation claims that are independent, and they do the right thing, and they treat the patients the correct way. So I'm not trying to paint with a broad brush here, but there are some that are basically just in the pocket of the insurance company. And they will say, no matter what your injuries are, you're fine to go back to work, no restrictions, get the lowest possible rating, discourage treatment. And we basically know who those doctors are, because they're the same ones we see over and over again in the workers' compensation arena. So basically, it's another good reason why you need to get an attorney, because we know the bad doctors. The other thing is, the insurance company gets to pick your doctor. But even if they pick up one of these kind of doctors, we know how to deal with them. And I filed motions before. I've gotten them to voluntarily change doctors. We know which doctors are basically legitimate treating doctors and which ones are basically just going to say whatever the insurance company wants them to say. And when we have one of those doctors involved, it's very important that you have an attorney who knows that and will fight for you.
Yeah, it takes an attorney with expertise in this area. What else is important for people to understand about the roles of these professionals involved in workers' comp, the rights of injured workers?
One of the things we always tell our clients are the rehab nurse has a right, especially in North Carolina and also in South Carolina, to meet with your doctor before or after your visit. They do not have a right to be in the examination room with you. We always tell our clients, insist that you get your actual appointment with the doctor, you get your examination privately. They shouldn't be in the room where you're getting examined. Makes no sense. They can come in before, they can come in after, and if you don't say anything to them about it, they will just automatically show up in the examination room while you're being examined.
And a lot of people wouldn't realize that. They wouldn't know their rights. Workers' comp is one of your main areas of practice at Smith Injury Law. Tell us about the other types of cases you handle and how your practice operates.
Well, we also handle Social Security disability claims and also automobile accidents, trucking accidents, anything involving personal injury. We're definitely willing to look at it. And you can always meet with us online and sign up remotely, or we can also meet with you if that's necessary as well. We follow all the CDC guidelines. We require masks in the office. We can always do it safely and the way it's supposed to be done. And we're always here to answer any questions that you have. It never costs anything to call us and ask us the question either.
It's reassuring to just be able to call you and talk through these things. So people get in touch with you by calling 300hurt or visiting 300hurt.com. Richard Smith of Smith Injury Law, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Margaret.